Sense organs are specialized structures in the body that allow organisms to perceive and respond to their environment. These organs detect various stimuli, such as light, smell, sound, taste, and touch, and transmit this information to the brain for processing. Let's discuss all of them in detail. Eyes are complex sensory organs found in many animals, including humans. They are responsible for detecting and processing visual information, allowing us to perceive the world around us in all its beauty and complexity. But have you ever wondered how this marvel works? Join us as we take a fascinating journey into the human eye, exploring its structure, functions, and some mind-blowing facts you probably didn't know. Human eyes are delicate, and how nature has equipped us with a remarkable set of defenses to protect this delicate organ. You won't believe how intricate and ingenious these natural safeguards are. Let's begin with the bony orbit. The human eye is delicately cradled within a protective structure called the bony orbit, part of the skull. They are also known as eye sockets or ocular cavities. It acts like a natural shield, guarding the eye against direct impacts and external trauma. But that's not all. The cranial bones, which make up the skull, form an additional layer of defense for our precious eyes. These bones provide structural support and contribute to the overall safeguarding of the delicate eye structures. Moving on, we have our eyebrows and eyelashes. These aren't just for looks. They serve as the first line of defense. They prevent dust, debris, and foreign objects from easily entering the eye, acting as a natural shield. Now, let's talk about tears. They're not just for crying. Tears not only keep the eye moist for optimal function, but also contain enzymes and antimicrobial proteins that protect against infections. It's like having a built-in defense system. Let's talk about shape and size of an eye. The human eye is like a perfectly round ball, approximately spherical in shape. This spherical design is essential for its incredible ability to capture the world around us. On average, the diameter of the human eye is about 24 millimeters. That's the distance from the front surface of the cornea, which is the clear, front part of the eye, to the back surface of the retina, the light-sensitive tissue at the back of the eye. But there can be slight variations among individuals. Some folks might have slightly smaller or larger eyes. Why? Well, genetics and ethnic background can play a role in determining our eye size. The human eye is a complex organ with a detailed internal structure that allows it to capture and process visual information. Here is an overview of the major internal structures of the human eye. Start with the cornea. It's like a clear, curved window at the front of the eye. This remarkable structure is the first stop for light entering the eye. It's all about that crucial initial focus. Right behind the cornea, we find the aqueous humor, a clear fluid. It's like a nurturing oasis, providing nutrients to the cornea and lens. It keeps things in shape and ensures their well-being. Meet the iris, the colorful ring around the pupil. It's the eye's gatekeeper, controlling the pupil's size. The pupil, that dark circle at the center, adjusts to let in just the right amount of light for perfect vision. Behind the iris, we encounter the lens, our eye's adjustable focus lens. It fine-tunes incoming light, adapting its shape to help us focus on objects at different distances. It's like a camera lens within your eye. Now, moving further back, we discover the vitreous humor, a gel-like substance that fills the larger chamber of the eye. It's like a supportive cushion, helping to maintain the eye's shape and providing stability to the retina. The retina, the innermost layer at the back of the eye. It's a sensory wonderland, home to photoreceptor cells called rods and cones. They work like magic, converting light into electrical signals that our brain can understand. Within the retina, we find the macula, a small but powerful area responsible for central, detailed vision. It's the hub for reading, recognizing faces, and more, thanks to its high concentration of cone cells. But how does all this visual information get to our brain? Enter the optic nerve. It's like a superhighway of nerve fibers, transmitting those electrical signals from the retina to the brain for processing. The human eye is an incredible organ that enables us to see and understand the world around us. Let's dive into the key steps of how it works. It all starts with light entering through the cornea. It helps to focus this incoming light. Next, the light continues its journey through a clear fluid called the aqueous humor. The amount of light entering the eye is controlled by the iris, which can adjust the size of the pupil. In bright light, the pupil constricts, and in dim light, it dilates, regulating the light reaching the retina. Light then passes through the lens, located behind the iris. This flexible and transparent structure adjusts its shape to focus light on the retina, depending on the object's distance. This process is called accommodation. The focused light forms an inverted and reversed image on the retina, which lines the back of the eye. Photoreceptor cells detect light and convert it into electrical signals. Then optic nerve carries the electrical signals containing visual information from the retina to the brain. The brain interprets these electrical signals as visual images, allowing us to perceive the world. And there you have it, a tour of the major internal structures of the human eye. These intricate components work in perfect harmony to grant us the gift of sight. Nature's masterpiece, wouldn't you agree? Ears are the marvelous sensory organs that not only allow us to enjoy music and conversations, but also keep us steady on our feet. So, what's the scoop on ears, and how do they pull off their incredible feats? Well, you're in for an ear-tastic adventure as we uncover the internal structure and workings of this amazing sensory system. Ears are more than meets the eye. They're intricate and multifaceted, and we'll start by exploring the outer ear, the part you can see, and then journey deeper into the ear's inner sanctum to discover the magic that happens within. So, ears consist of three main parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. Each part plays a crucial role in the process of hearing. Let's break it down. Starting with the outer ear. Outer ear consists of three parts: pinna, ear canal and eardrum. The visible part of the ear, the pinna, also known as auricle, is the cartilaginous structure. We often refer it as the ear. Its primary function is to collect sound waves and funnel them into the ear canal. Next is ear canal, also known as external auditory canal. It is a tube-like structure that extends from the pinna to the eardrum. It is lined with specialized skin and small hairs that help trap foreign particles and protect the ear. The ear canal directs sound waves toward the eardrum. Last one is eardrum. It's a thin membrane-like structure, also known as tympanic membrane, separates the outer ear from the middle ear. When sound waves strike it, it starts vibrating and converts sound waves into vibrations. These vibrations are then passed on to the middle ear. There are three tiny bones in the middle ear, collectively known as ossicles. Malleus or hammer attached to the eardrum, it receives vibrations from the eardrum. Incus or anvil transmits vibrations from the malleus to the stapes. Stapes or stirrup is the smallest bone in the human body and transmits vibrations from the incus to the inner ear. Eustachian tube connects the middle ear to the back of the throat. It plays a crucial role in equalizing air pressure on both sides of the eardrum, which helps prevent discomfort and maintain proper hearing function. The cochlea. The cochlea is a remarkable and complex structure within the inner ear responsible for converting mechanical vibrations generated by sound waves into electrical signals that our brain can interpret as sound. Let's explore its internal structure in more detail. The cochlea is a coiled, spiral-shaped structure resembling a snail shell. This shape is essential for its function as it allows for the organized processing of different frequencies of sound. It is divided into three fluid-filled chambers: scala vestibuli, scala media, and scala tympani. Scala vestibuli is the upper chamber, and it begins at the oval window. It contains a fluid called perilymph. Scala media, also known as the cochlear duct, is the middle chamber and houses the important sensory structures for hearing. It's filled with a different fluid called endolymph. Scala tympani, the lower chamber, terminates at the round window. It also contains perilymph. The basilar membrane runs through the cochlea, separating the scala media from the scala tympani. It plays a crucial role in the process of hearing. The width and stiffness of the basilar membrane change gradually along its length, creating a tonotopic map that allows different frequencies of sound to be processed at specific locations along the cochlea. The star of the show, the organ of Corti, is found within the scala media and rests on the basilar membrane. It consists of thousands of specialized sensory hair cells arranged in rows. These hair cells are the actual receptors for sound and convert mechanical vibrations into electrical signals. The inner hair cells are arranged in a single row and are responsible for the majority of auditory signal transmission to the brain. They send electrical signals via the auditory nerve. The outer hair cells are arranged in 3 rows and are involved in amplifying sound vibrations within the cochlea. They help sharpen our hearing sensitivity, especially for soft sounds. Above the organ of Corti is the tectorial membrane. This gel-like structure plays a crucial role in the hair cell's function by bending the hair cell's stereocilia when the basilar membrane vibrates in response to sound. The electrical signals generated by the hair cells are transmitted through the auditory nerve to the brain's auditory processing centers. The round window, located at the base of the cochlea, is covered by a flexible membrane. It allows for the release of pressure generated by the incoming sound waves, helping to maintain the proper functioning of the cochlea. In summary, the cochlea's internal structure is a highly specialized system designed for the precise analysis of sound frequencies. Its spiral shape, fluid-filled chambers, basilar membrane, organ of Corti, and hair cells all work together harmoniously to allow us to perceive a wide range of sounds and enjoy the sense of hearing. This part of the inner ear includes the semicircular canals and the vestibule, which are essential for maintaining balance and spatial orientation. They detect changes in head position and movement. The electrical signals generated in the cochlea are transmitted to the brain via the auditory nerve, also known as the cochlear nerve. Now, let's discuss the working of the ear. Sound waves are all around us, like invisible ripples in the air. The ear canal acts like a natural funnel, guiding these sound waves towards the heart of our hearing adventure. As sound waves reach the eardrum, it starts to dance to their rhythm, vibrating in response. These three tiny bones in the middle ear, the hammer, anvil, and stirrup, are like nature's amplifiers. They pick up the beat and make it louder. The stirrup, which is the tiniest bone in your body, takes the amplified vibes and passes them on to the oval window. Inside the inner ear, we've got the cochlea, our star performer. The cochlea is filled with fluid, and inside, there are thousands of tiny hair cells. As the fluid vibrates, these hair cells start dancing too, bending and swaying to the music. Now, this is where the magic becomes electric. Those dancing hair cells convert the music into electrical signals. These signals travel through the auditory nerve like musical notes in a wire, heading straight to the brain for processing. Inside the brain, a remarkable orchestra of neurons takes over. These neurons process the electrical signals, turning them into the symphony of sounds we hear every day. And there you have it, the basic structure and workings of our ears. They not only allow us to enjoy music, engage in conversations, and appreciate the sounds of nature, but they also help us maintain our balance. The nose is a vital sense organ that plays a crucial role in detecting and processing odors. Here's a more detailed look at the biology of the nose as a sense organ. The hard bridge at the top of nose is made of bone. The outer walls of nose are made of cartilage and covered in skin. The walls form nasal cavities and nostrils. The human nose consists of two nostrils that are the openings to the nasal cavities that are on the face. The septum is made of bone and firm cartilage. It runs down the center of nose and separates the two nasal cavities. Nasal cavities are hollow spaces where air flows in and out. They are lined with mucous membranes that are rich in blood vessels and mucus-producing cells. Hair and cilia inside nose trap dirt and particles. Then they move those particles toward nostrils, where they can be sneezed out or wiped away. Nose have 4 pairs of sinuses. These air-filled pockets are connected to nasal cavities. They produce the mucus that keeps nose moist. There are 3 pairs of turbinates located along the sides of both nasal cavities. These folds inside nose help warm and moisten air after you breathe it in and help with nasal drainage. Located in the upper part of the nasal cavity, there is a specialized region known as the olfactory epithelium. The olfactory epithelium contains millions of olfactory receptor neurons, which are responsible for detecting odors. Each organ has specialized proteins called odorant receptors on its surface. These receptors can bind to specific odor molecules. The olfactory bulb is a structure in the brain that receives input from the olfactory nerve. When odor molecules from the air are inhaled, they come into contact with the olfactory epithelium. Odor molecules bind to the odorant receptors on the surface of ORNs, triggering a biochemical signal. This signal is transmitted as an electrical impulse along the olfactory nerve to the olfactory bulb in the brain. In the olfactory bulb, the information from different odor receptors is processed and integrated. Signals from the olfactory bulb are then relayed to various brain regions, including the olfactory cortex and limbic system, which are involved in the perception of smell, emotional responses, and memory formation. Humans are capable of detecting a wide range of odors, and the olfactory system allows us to discriminate between thousands of different odor molecules. Our ability to recognize and identify specific odors is due to the unique combinations of activated odor receptors and the brain's interpretation of these signals. The sense of smell can adapt to prolonged exposure to a particular odor, reducing sensitivity. This phenomenon is known as olfactory adaptation. However, the nose can quickly recover sensitivity when exposed to a new or different odor. Olfaction is an ancient sense that has evolved in many organisms, including humans. In evolutionary terms, the sense of smell has played a critical role in helping organisms detect food, avoid predators, find mates, and navigate their environment. Understanding the biology of the nose as a sense organ provides insights into how our sense of smell works, its importance in our daily lives, and its evolutionary significance. This sense organ plays a crucial role in our survival and overall sensory experience. Skin is indeed considered a sense organ, and it is the largest and most extensive sense organ in the human body. It is a complex organ with multiple layers and structures that work together to perform its various functions. It is composed of three primary layers: the epidermis, dermis, and subcutaneous tissue, also known as hypodermis. Here's an overview of the structure of the skin. The epidermis is the outermost layer of the skin. It is primarily composed of stratified squamous epithelial cells. The epidermis does not contain blood vessels, and its cells are nourished by diffusion from blood vessels in the dermis. This layer is responsible for protecting the body against environmental factors, pathogens, and UV radiation. The epidermis contains various types of cells, including keratinocytes, which produce keratin, a protein that gives skin its strength and waterproofing, melanocytes, which produce melanin, determining skin color and providing protection against UV radiation, Langerhans cells that are immune cells, and Merkel cells associated with touch sensation. The dermis lies beneath the epidermis and is thicker than the epidermis. It is composed of connective tissue, including collagen and elastic fibers, which provide strength and elasticity to the skin and help in wound healing. The dermis contains blood vessels that supply nutrients to the skin, hair follicles, and sweat glands. It houses sensory receptors for touch, heat, and pain perception. The subcutaneous tissue is located beneath the dermis. It consists of fat cells and connective tissue. This layer serves as insulation, helping to regulate body temperature and conserve heat. The subcutaneous tissue also acts as a shock absorber, providing cushioning and protection for underlying structures like muscles and bones. Skin plays a crucial role in our ability to perceive and interact with the external environment. It is responsible for various sensory functions. For example, the skin acts as a physical barrier to protect the body from harmful pathogens, chemicals, and mechanical injuries. It also contains specialized immune cells that can respond to infections and injuries. When exposed to sunlight, the skin's epidermal cells produce vitamin D. This vitamin is essential for calcium absorption and bone health. Hair and nails, which originate in the skin, have their own functions. Hair can help insulate the body and protect sensitive areas. Sweat glands in the skin help remove waste products from the body, such as excess salts and metabolic waste. This function contributes to maintaining electrolyte balance. The skin is covered with numerous receptors, such as mechanoreceptors, thermoreceptors, and nociceptors, which enable us to sense touch, pressure, temperature, and pain. These receptors are distributed throughout the skin's layers and provide feedback about the external stimuli we encounter. In summary, the skin's internal structure and functions extend beyond its role as a sensory organ. It serves as a dynamic interface between the body and the external environment, providing protection, regulating temperature, and performing various physiological processes that are essential for overall health and well-being. The tongue is like your trusty sidekick in the world of sensory experiences. It's not just about tasting yummy foods. It's also your go-to buddy for checking out different textures, temperatures, and even keeping your mouth clean. So, picture this. Your tongue is covered in these tiny taste bud heroes. They're the ones responsible for letting you savor the sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and savory flavors in your favorite dishes. And they work with your brain to make sure you enjoy every bite. So in biology, your taste buds are like little taste detectives on your tongue. Here's the quick version of how they work. Inside your taste buds, there are special cells with tiny taste detectors. They come in 5 types for sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami tastes. When you take a bite, these taste receptors interact with molecules in your food. The detectors send signals to your brain through nerves, kind of like a message. Your brain deciphers these signals and tells you what flavor you're tasting. Your sense of smell jumps in on the action too. It combines with your sense of taste to create the full flavor experience. Your taste buds are smart. They adapt to flavors over time. That's why the first bite of ice cream is super sweet, but by the last spoonful, it's not as intense. So, your taste buds and brain team up to make sure every bite is a tasty adventure. But wait, there's more. Your tongue is like a superhero with other powers too. It can feel if your soup is too hot or your ice cream is too cold, keeping your taste buds safe from extreme temperatures. Speaking of safety, your tongue is on the lookout for any signs of trouble. It can sense pain, which is pretty handy for avoiding anything harmful in your mouth. Plus, it's a natural cleaner. Your tongue sweeps away food bits and bacteria from your teeth and gums, kind of like a tiny housekeeper. And it helps spread saliva, which kickstarts the digestion process. Your tongue is adaptable too, adjusting to whatever job it needs to do. It's pretty amazing, right? All in all, your tongue is your trusty pal, making sure your taste buds are happy, your words come out right, and your mouth stays spick and span. Cheers to your incredible tongue. These sense organs work together to provide us with a rich and multifaceted perception of the world around us. They play a vital role in our survival and ability to interact with our environment. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell icon for more videos about science and biology.